Hey, welcome back, guys. Raising Kanan 302 just turned up the heat a little bit on all of our characters, literally, and even saw a not so major death that's gonna have some major ramifications for all parties involved. I'm here to break it all down in typical top 10 WTF fashion. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things power. Here we go. WTF moment number 10, don't breathe. Following another night of passion between two old foes turned lovers, the two are disrupted by an impromptu home invasion, courtesy of none other than Stefano Marchetti and the Italians. This invasion wouldn't be for nothing, as a larger plot loomed over the uninvited intrusion. WTF moment number 9, an offer she can't refuse. After invading her home and violating her lover via a haymaker, Stefano pulls Rock to the side and has an exchange with her before a giant furnace, which by Stefano's own admission could turn a human body into dust in a matter of seconds. He offers Rock a chance at being free from Italian influence altogether. All she has to do is take out the very Italian who attacked her at the tail end of season 2, Sal Baselli. Stefano wants Sal out of the picture for reasons much larger than the attack on Rock, but that attack was the linchpin in his frustrations against his contemporary underboss. Although she initially refuses, she then has to acquiesce to Stefano's demand under the threat of death herself from not just Stefano, but all of the Italian families, who would be forced to act if the war continues. WTF moment number 8, Federal Advisory. The feds are first introduced to us in Raising Kanan, sitting in the living room of Sal Baselli. The agents try to warn Sal that there's a pending attack on his life, and that if he chose to cooperate with them, they can not only save his life and his family's, but you know how it goes with the feds. They're gonna put you in the system, move you far, far away to Arizona where you could play golf and not eat spaghetti, but ketchup and noodles, as a snitching Goodfellow once said. Rest in peace to Henry. In true mobster fashion, Sal not only acts like he doesn't know what the men are talking about, but he disavows criminality altogether, claiming to be a bowling alley owner, not a mobster or a criminal. Although he maintains this bravado on the surface, the Fed's revelation deeply affected him and would do so throughout the episode until his demise. WTF moment number 7, the Organized Crime Task Force. With Italian bodies piling up on Southside Jamaica, Queens, the feds begin to set up shop in the local police precinct in order to monitor the situation and all parties involved in the life of organized crime. We witnessed this through the eyes of Howard, who is emphatically taken aback by the situation and confers with the captain to gain further insight on just how much influence the feds are going to have while setting up shop in their backyard. WTF moment number 6, Colombian exit. Rock meets with Joaquin and Juliana to officially declare her status as a retired member of the drug gang. In the midst of hanging up her jersey, her and Juliana have some very tense moments and exchanges. Moments that are going to come back to haunt the latter once Rock gets around to her. And you know she's going to get around to her, especially given their history and her misgivings in crossing Rock back in that Tremont deal. Revenge is a dish, as they say, best served cold. And I can't wait for that freezing dish to be served up to Juliana, because it's been lingering for quite some time. WTF moment number 5, K9 catastrophe. While securing his getaway vehicle, Marvin comes into contact with a very vicious dog who almost puts those teeth on our favorite uncle, until he creatively gets the dog away from him in order to procure the postal truck. Now this moment is important because this will be the very vehicle we see Marvin in at the end, driven by Demo during the hit on Sal. But more on that later. WTF moment number 4, most niggas. Unique takes his brother Ronnie out to the club, hoping to get his mind in a healthier place post-incarceration. However, before they could even get into the establishment, Ronnie has words with the bouncer about his attire and status as a convict. While inside, he also goes off on one of the girls attempting to give him a little play and dance on him some, focusing his entire attention on the disrespect that took place and not on any distractions. This is becoming a hallmark of Ronnie's character and is giving us more insight into him, as Ronnie doesn't spare anyone in the realm of disrespect. And if he is disrespected, you better know you got something coming as a result of it. This is another nod to his old school leanings and traditional way of doing things, something that I alluded to in my Ronnie is Breeze video. WTF moment number 3, a new hustle. Kanan decides to take his hustle into his own hands in the face of an eviction notice and propositions his neighbor after witnessing his delivery service and how he himself could contribute to it. Kanan agrees to supply Paul and his drivers with weed in exchange for a partnership, a finder's fee to Paul, and nearly triple to his drivers, who are going to maximize their work based on Kanan's connections and resourcefulness. This was major because this was his first real step towards independence from Rock, his uncles, or anyone else involved. This is what Raising Kanan has been all about. And now Kanan isn't being merely raised, but he's raising himself to another degree, developing into that hardened street criminal that we came to know and love back in the original Power series. WTF moment number 2, foiled for the better. Adina Foyle, Burke's unofficial widowed lover, has a brief meeting with the police captain about the holes in Burke's death story. Captain Baptiste immediately shuts Foyle down, hoping to close the lid on her file and any other dirt getting on the department, something that he echoed at her funeral to Howard as well. Foyle's playing a dangerous game here, and if she's not careful, she's going to be in that casket right next to Burke, something that a glaring Howard gave off in his demeanor towards Foyle at Burke's funeral. And WTF moment number 1, that last breath. The once powerful Sal Baselli is finally caught slipping while coming out of a christening for his new baby. Marvin plays MVP of this episode by pulling up, positioning himself properly, and taking the kill shot against Sal, one that splattered blood all over the place, including Sal's wife and probably even a cameraman, who could be a lingering loose end himself based on a federal probe into all things Italian. It seemed that just as Marvin got close enough to take that shot, ensuring, like Rock said, that he didn't miss, the camera just may have gone off and could potentially have Marvin in frame for being the culprit. But as it stands, Marvin fled the scene, got back to the truck unscathed, and drove off with the victory, however brief it may prove to be. Some lingering thoughts before we end today's video. Burke's real cause of death could potentially lead back to Howard if her investigative work isn't covered up and or destroyed. That's going to be his next move in an effort to cover his tracks. Plus, it will be doing a service to the department due to the captain's instructions to prevent any more leaks or dirt from getting into the papers. During Rock's joyride with Kanan, she had one final chance to bring her son back into the fold. Had she just been honest about the true fate of Scrappy and her role in it, Kanan, although he may have not liked it, would have developed more trust for his mom. But alas, she chose to do what the game dictates for her to do, what she only knows to do, and that is to be deceptive. And these mounting deceptions, as we see, are beginning to crumble the heart of Kanan. And the more his heart crumbles, the colder he's going to be, leaving us with that version that we witnessed way back in the original Power. Her consequences for that crumbling could mirror the Ghost Man, who crumbled the heart of his own son Tariq and paid the iron price, if you will. But we'll see. And that'll do it for this one. What were your thoughts on episode 302? Be sure to drop me your opinions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.
Rudy beat that beat.